Good afternoon, everyone. Starting today's live from the Pantarei Approach, talking all about the Pantarei Approach studies, as well as what it's like to be a practitioner. So I'm just going to get Claudia and Vera to join us. I see Claudia is here. I was just commenting to Claudia that we have so many people viewing today. Everyone's joined and is here with us, which is great.
Nice.
Yeah. And today's live is going to be all about Pantarei, the Pantarei Approach practitioner studies, as well as what it is like to be a practitioner. So a bit more insight. Vera always gives her monthly introductory meetings, which are super informative, puts in all the information and it's live. So it also has questions from anyone curious about the studies and who's heard about them, wants to know more and wants to meet. Either Vered or Claudia, the co-founders and teachers of the Pantarei Approach. So they have a great opportunity there once a month. And now we decided also to do these lives, a bit of an informal chat to talk a little bit behind the scenes about the approach, the studies, what it is to be a practitioner.
So you catch me behind the scene in our center.
Super nice space where you give your one-to-one sessions with clients and workshops and different things.
Exactly. And I would say, like usually in the introductory meeting, it's really an opportunity for you, whoever comes, to ask more personal questions for yourself. What does it mean to study with us? And we thought of having that kind of conversation, just giving some information that usually people are asking and wanting to know. I guess we would only manage to cover just a bit, but that can already be something if you consider or thinking about coming and study with us, or if you're already studying and want to know a bit more about the way we think about this profession.
Which is great because some practitioners or some people who are still studying join your intro meetings just to get a bit of a taste for that. And there are also many practitioners out there who get questions about their studies and their experience. And this is also nice then to be able to relate that to their friends and clients.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the first question is a bit of a start of, for those who don't know us that well, and for those who have that question and maybe want a different angle for it, is I'd love for you to tell us a little bit more about what the Pantarei is all about. Because the one side is the professional angle of the practitioner, an international school for practitioner studies, and the other side is a much broader umbrella of the Pantarei approach in itself. So
yeah, I would say, like, if any of you received our newsletter we just sent, I think yesterday, we related exactly to this topic, and we said that when we started the Pantarei Approach, which is a profession, so let's start. The Pantarei Approach by itself is a profession. We teach in our school students to become practitioners who work with their clients with a combination of touch and verbal communication. And in this kind of setting, any practitioner would teach their clients to access their inner wisdom, their knowledge of themselves, what we call their uniqueness. We believe that the unique qualities of each person is always the answer for any challenge you might go through. Because at the end of the day, it's us that knows the best about our life. I cannot know better for any other person than myself, but sometimes we need help in navigate and understanding what does it actually mean and how can I use all of the incredible set palette of qualities, abilities, complexity that we are. And this is what a practitioner is doing with their clients. When we started teaching, and probably also in our discussion, Claudia and I, and actually I can also say Nicole, we started to realize that together with a practitioner who learns with us, with our students, the Pantarei actually has an answer for way more than a profession. It's an approach, and it's an approach toward relationships. It's an approach toward the way that we have a relationship with ourselves, with our own life, how do we actually look and how do we perceive moments and situations in our life, and how do we express ourselves in any situation, in any daily moment, in big decisions, just as in small decisions. And I let Claudia maybe to continue, but that would be the direction of what I would say about what is a Pantarei approach as a profession and as an approach to life.
Like when we started to teach, we were very not surprised, but always amazed by the feedback of the students that said how grateful they are to learn the tools to add either to their professional life that they already have, or to really learn it as a profession by itself. But in addition to that, how it impacted their lives. I mean, it's clear when you start to learn to listen to people beyond the words, which is a lot of what we teach and we need in order to tap into the wisdom of our clients. So you learn that, obviously you will in your daily life use that, and you have then a very different opportunity to communicate. And if we all look a little bit at situations that demand changes, that demand from us to work in groups, that demand from us to adapt, all of these kind of things, communication is such an important factor often in order to understand the other person, to understand ourselves, to communicate our needs, to find together solutions. So many aspects that we teach, yes, professionals to use later on in order to tap into the power of their clients, are tools that in the daily life of our students and therefore also anybody else would be very beneficial to have, because it is an approach and a way how to look at life.
So a big aspect of communication and the ability to tap into clients' own unique qualities, powers, strengths. And there, as you described, it's a profession, and it also opens a wide range of options under the profession. So to work as a Pantarei practitioner as one side, but also to add to existing knowledge base. To for many students you have who continue with their careers, with their jobs in different professions, and incorporate the tools that they learn with you into improving their ability to communicate, to work with people, to support processes that are happening around them.
Yes, I would like maybe to add a bit to that. Like if we think about the profession, we are saying, yes, as a practitioner, of course, I'm learning to notice the unique, again, qualities, ability, who is the client who is in front of me, and how they can use their own skills, crafts, and characters in their life. Now, when we think about communication in general with people, when we think about relationships that we have with people, of course, if we will be able to do that with everyone around us, and to encourage people again and again to use their ability, to use who they are, not to change, not to be somebody different, not to try to be better, not to try to be the best or perfect, none of that, really to be themselves. If we would manage, just like Claudia talked about, listening, to truly listen to the other person, our view and vision and way of looking at life is that we would really live in such a beautiful society and community where people would truly communicate, collaborate, and contribute to each other. And this is what we see again and again in our classes. And if you would ever come to study with us, whoever is listening, I'm sure that you would witness that yourself. And we see that as something that we can do with clients, and again, way, way beyond that.
And then to come back to your original question a bit of, okay, for whom is this training program at all? Yes, we designed it that it will be a win-win adding approach to any kind of situation. So I want to learn a sole profession, how to work with people and support them in their lives. Yes, the Pantarei approach would be absolutely my warmest recommendation what to consider. There you are already a therapist, you are coming from the medical field, maybe you would like to add to what you already know. Normally our approach, because it is an approach, is fitting, is adding, is giving different points of views, maybe opening, I mean, the Pantarei means everything flows, maybe opening again different allies to approach a process with the client differently that were before stuck, by adding what we have to see and collected from our work with clients over the years. And then, yes, we also have always students who decide to join the training program, which is a professional training program, because first of all, they would learn more about themselves and take from it for their personal life, and having it more in the background that it might become a profession that they love, but their first motivation to join us in our classes were more out of a place, okay, I'm in general curious about humans, about myself, about how to live my life in a better way, in a more connected way. So we are actually open for all of these different people that potentially would hopefully become our students.
And that's very reflected in the students you have. You've got the range from artists, dancers, physiotherapists, psychologists, medics, even from now lately more and more we've noticed from even the sectors of IT and the tech industry, people realizing that we all work with people, irrespective of the role that we have in a company, in a group, in an organization, or if we're freelancing, whatever. We connect to people, and the better those connections, the better we are with ourselves, the more integrated that can be, much better life in big terms. But it's a huge range of students from many different career fields.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I would also say, like, many times people ask me, do I need to register only if I know that this is what I want? And I think there is nothing we cannot actually know before we start any profession. I think it's very difficult to know if this is where you would find yourself truly practice and creating your own career. The thing that we find very special in studying the Pantarei approach is that it almost doesn't really matter. If you would find yourself doing that as a career, of course, that would be like Claudia said, a win-win situation. It would be a great possibility for you to learn something for your own heart and spirit, that you can also make your living out of it and have your own profession. But in case you would find yourself studying and life, the journey of your life will take you a completely different direction, it's by itself every week, every day that you would study in our training program would be beneficial for your life, for the way you exchange, actively being with other people, in the way that you move in life. And yeah, I think, like you said, Nicole, life is about people. For most of us, maybe not 100%, but for most of us, no matter what we do, if we manage to live among other people in the best way possible, if we manage to express ourselves freely with other people and to communicate in a way that is satisfying for us and for them, I think our life becomes way easier, way more pleasurable, joyful, and many more, much more of that.
For sure. And then honing in a little bit on the approach and the studies themselves, can you say a little bit more about what someone can expect within the studies, within each module, the length of time of the complete professional study program?
If we talk about modules, we divided the training program into 6 modules that normally spread around 1 year of time. So each module has a few months in between where what is being learned can be already digested and often also practiced, which we encourage very, very much right after the first module. And the way what to expect, like in the past, I would be probably very careful in saying that, but after I think now 13 classes of teaching people to become practitioners, they all say, even after the first module, that they undergo a great process of transformation where the Pantarei way really becomes a way how they refer to life and what they can use for themselves and for others. But let's coming back more to the basis. We look at the first two modules truly to an introduction, what Pantarei means, how we can see and tap into the wisdom of our clients, perceive another person in their uniqueness, and introduce our major tools, like we said, of communication, which would be verbal communication with our clients, but as well communication through touch, which is one of the, I would say, outstanding pieces in our training program, that we strongly believe that we learn best through experience, our clients and our practitioners, and touch is a wonderful way on how to connect a person to who they are, to what they feel. And in the first two modules, we lay the foundation for this is the Pantarei, this is how we perceive people, how we would wish that you look at them. These are our values that guide you, and these are your major tools to work with in perceiving and seeing and listening to another person, your touch and your ability to verbally communicate and to bring that together.
So Claudia started with the first two modules. I guess she wanted me to continue.
I thought so.
Happily. So if we have the two first modules that are really giving the base of communication, verbally and through touch, and the combination between the two, the third module is all about emotions. I think everyone, it's not a surprise to anyone to know that a lot about who we are and a lot about our ability to express in life, and about what we would like, and what's even stop us from doing what we would like to do in life is our emotions. And if we know how to live in a better flow with our emotions, and we know how to notice and listen to the emotions of other people and to communicate in relation to that, again, we would be in a better situation with ourselves. And this is what we are teaching on the third module, how a practitioner can guide the clients and explore with the clients their emotions, the emotional world, the emotional element, and how all of that can be a force of life, energy that takes us toward our desire, destination, life, future, whatever that might be. The fourth module is about the past, the present, and the future, which means how do we teach our clients, and of course also how do we do it ourselves, looking at everything that happened to us until today and using it toward our life at the moment and toward our future. How do we take care that, whether it's our traumas, difficulties, or anything else in our life journey, that we are not kind of trapped in that history, but we really use it and use it as energy to build the life that we have today. And how do we look at our future? How do we bring ourselves to have some goals and aims and wishes, and again use all of that ability, amazing being that we are, toward our future. And I let Claudia continue with the fifth and the sixth.
So in the fifth module, we take, of course, everything that was learned so far and look at how we join our clients each time already in their process of life. And if we refer to a person and believe that their uniqueness is really strengthening them, how we can accompany that, support that in a long-term process, which kind of strategy is needed, which kind of aims to set for the process, how do we find the balance between we are not the people there to solve their problems, but we are the guide that brings them closer to who they are, and through that finding solutions or directions. And this fifth module will be a lot about, yes, how to structure a process, which aims to set, how to look at a person in the long run, how to be at their side as the best, I would say, companion that anybody can wish for in self-development and growth. And the sixth module already brings all of the elements that we talked about together, prepares the practitioner for their graduation with us, to receive our certificate, to adapt a lot of where the individual class is standing, which questions do they have, what do they need in order to confidently pass what they learn on to their clients, and start, you could say, their professional path if they want to more serious with the Pantarei approach.
And I will just add one more thing for the sixth module, which I find always important. One of the topics we will always have in the sixth module, which I see that Vanessa can't wait to have, which we are too, is to relate not only to the self, and really to realize that any process is more than ourself. And when we teach our clients, we always teach them about their surrounding, about the people in their life, about the project that they are carrying in their life, because there is something that cannot only be related to self. I know that self-development is always about self, is so important, but in our approach, we really want to make sure that we are never only relating to ourselves, but also to our surrounding and the people that are part of that.
Definitely a good add-on there. And I was just going to say, and it doesn't end there after module 6 either. So as students graduate, they get a certificate, you have a ceremony. It's a beautiful moment at the end of that 6th module that certifies practitioners to then work or use the tools that they've learned either in their work as professional practitioners or in any other field that they wish to incorporate those tools. And from then, there's a lot more support that comes afterwards as well, in terms of advanced courses for the certified practitioners. So maybe you just want to add in a little bit about those advanced courses.
Yes, we make sure that we build also a community of the Pantarei practitioners and students all together. So not only do we want to accompany our students through the modules, but like you said, have advanced training for the certified practitioners. And I will just give this month in September advanced course how physical conditions could become a door into the uniqueness of our clients, and we have different supervision modules now in place where it's an online course, and Verit gives partly, you can say, her courses then, so that the students can also learn from both of us different kind of topics, and we try to stay very, I would say, close to the practitioners, to ask them what they need, of course, what we can perceive and could imagine, but also listen well, like we do with our clients, what are their wishes, and follow them through.
Let's say, as an addition, clearly certificates is important, and we are always like just like you said, Nicole, gives a lot of meaning for that moment when we're really proud. If any person who listen here is our practitioners and people who learn with us, know that we are really proud of you every day, and we hear feedbacks from clients of yours. It's one of the things that warms our hearts always. It's so easy whenever we hear that. But at the same time, we know that having the certificate is also a beginning. It's also a part of the journey. We are here, and we know that to develop as a practitioner is a long-term process. We can just stay there and always develop and always explore more. And whether it will be about the physical condition that Claudia talked about, or courses about trauma that I was teaching, or how to deal with grief and how to deal with physicality and any kind of topics. Or we are doing days about demonstrations of sessions, or days just about touch. And we continue to look what are the needs of practitioners, what we see that can improve practitioners on the way. And by the way, we now also start to have a course that really just looking at the business element of how practitioners can actually create their own career. How do they create their own business? So even that is not maybe completely professional, but it's really important because it's part of the whole idea and the whole building, the whole element of building your own business as practitioner that gives all of what you can give to your clients.
So definitely many opportunities to develop once you're a professional practitioner, to deepen your knowledge and depending on your interests. And it's always so beautiful to see the school growing along with the students, because you take that, and the practitioners taking that feedback in, asking what do the practitioners need, what do the students need, what can be done to support them in their processes with their clients, the things that they need professionally, and adapting also the courses to specialize in that, which is great. And more of that coming now again in person after our COVID pause. Many more courses coming in.
I think on that level, the Pantarei means everything flows, and it's definitely one of our value that we have for our school and for our approach, but it's also the values that we have toward our community, and how do we move together. So of course, yes, we are leading forces, and everyone that knows us knows that we always want more and we want to develop the Pantarei as high as it can go, but at the same time it's a mechanism that flows. So COVID made it to a direction that none of us would ever imagine, and maybe part of it is today we are just chatting here on live, and it's becomes something online is a thing in the somatic world also, but it's always with a flow of everyone together. What do we need, and how do we best give that, and how do we best develop together, each one of us individually, but also together as community, as a school, as an approach.
And saying that, the development together as a community and as an approach, can't forget to mention the upcoming activities that are open for everyone. You've got a lot of also free activities coming up online. We've got another Instagram Live, our Beyond sessions, on the 15th. And
about touch, no? The Beyond session will
about
be about
touch. Yeah, the incorporation of touch and the importance of touch in the somatic world and beyond. And we have Claudia giving a great session called Pantarei Flow coming up on the 21st of September, also at 5 p.m. That definitely can't be missed if you want some physical movement involved. That will be a great training, not on Instagram, but on Zoom, but still very interactive and engaging.
Yeah, so much looking forward to it, because it's really this intermediate or activity that will fit and I'm sure some of our students and practitioners will join, but whoever maybe might not know anything about the Pantarei can get a taste, or who is a client and want a reminder of that could also have a taste there. So I'm very much looking forward for the Pantarei Flow to be established once a month in this online format possibilities.
Definitely look forward to that. And then, of course, Vered will be giving another introductory meeting now on the 8th, which
Just
is
on Thursday,
coming now on Thursday, also at 5 p.m. That will also be a great opportunity to know a bit even more about the studies. As Vered mentioned before, ask specific questions about you, your situation, what the studies could mean for you. The next class is starting in September as well. A huge lineup for September. New classes starting on the 19th. They will start with their module 1, and then we have a new course starting then in February. So registrations are open for the February course, and all of that can be found online at pantareiapproach.com. About the free activities, you will find them on our workshops page. And otherwise, here through messages, Instagram, email. There's so many ways of getting hold of us or getting this information.
Yes.
Anything else that the two of you would still like to add, to share, to comment on?
I think for the profession is really, I love this profession. I love not only because we created it, but I really love it. I love to see practitioners work with clients. I feel that what was created is something that really can give so much to humanity. And again, I think after COVID, it just makes it stronger, how much all of us needs touch, all of us needs a human connection, and how much all of that can be found in the Pantarei Approach. So come get to know us, join us in our activities. We would really love to see you. And whoever has more specific question about the studies, come and join me on Thursday. I would be very happy to meet you.
And what just struck me, and probably it is a whole nother question and answer fill out subject, but there we talked about community and how much we are all connected, but one part that in it very welcome is the individuality of the person who is learning with us. It's not that we create, you could say, little Claudias or Verets in doing that profession, but if I want to teach a client to connect to their uniqueness, I will be a leading example in that. So if I think about learning with us and what is the path there for the practitioner, they are going to connect more and more to who they are and how they would like to use the Pantarei, how the tools are fitting for them. So yes, there is a methodology that stands how they will work with their clients, but it will be very much them who is stepping in the role of who they are in order to facilitate the sessions. And I think it always strikes me like a contradiction. How can we so much communicate and all be together and still have the individual part that everybody can be who they are and truly do on that way what we are so passionate about this profession in their style, but still the same. So these were just my thoughts on it. And also again in the Pantarei Flow, there is also the place for the uniqueness to show and to come. And of course, introductory meeting on Thursday this week with Vered for whoever is interested.
Great. I think that sums it up beautifully. Uniqueness does stand as a core within the approach, and that is definitely seen in the studies and in everything that you do. So I think we can end it on that note. It was lovely to see you both again, and we will join for another live then in our Beyond sessions about touch on the 15th.
And thank you, Nicole. It's always a pleasure chatting.
Likewise.
And to see all of you people joining us, it's wonderful and lovely. Gives a lot of motivation.